Hey everybody. All right, cool. Mic's working now. Sorry about that. I had the mute button. My mic has like a physical mute button, and it was still muted from I don't even know how many days ago. Probably from Friday. All right. I just dry scooped some G Fuel. It's like an energy powder. It's not that great to have dry in your mouth, but helps me get going for the streams. All right. So in our last episode, we came across a a state, a piece of state. So I believe it was some like an array of objects that we need to get working with a couple of fields. And we left off there, and we're going to pick things up there as well. I've been thinking about this all weekend. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. It was a long weekend for me here in the United States. We had Memorial Day on Monday. So um, spent some time with my parents, my grandparents. That was nice. And let's see. All right, so here's what I thought over the weekend um, that is potentially going to be useful is that we need to have a default state object. So I'm thinking we're going to create our default object that's going to be um, oh, I thought there were basically two ways we could do this. For those of you that didn't see the last stream, um, the issue basically is that we are going to have an array of objects. The objects are going to look like this that I've just highlighted here on the left-hand side of the screen. So we're going to have day of week, start time, end time, comment language. Now, each object may not have all of these, right? So the default language, if there's not a language, is going to be English. So we don't necessarily have this. We're probably not going to have a comment on most of these, and we may not have an end time for most of these, but we will have day of week and start time for all of them. So we'll have that for sure. Now, what I wanted to do is have a select input with all the days of the week available for the input, and I believe we actually implemented that. So let me go down to the screen here, to the bottom of the screen. See what we did. What did I do here? I think I messed this up. Yeah, I did. Hopefully I can. Hopefully I can just undo these changes. Maybe I can't. All right, well, let's take this out then. Because I believe this this is a field that's description. Yeah, I think I tried to make an example on the wrong field. So event target value. This needs to be set latitude. Oops. And this value needs to be latitude. And just get rid of that. And get rid of that. All right, we're good. Down here is where we started to make our select. So this is what we're going to focus on right now. You can see I just threw in Monday here just to have something. And for now, Hmm. So I think. Oh, hey, we got some people in the chat. Let me say what's up real quick. Hey, John, Umberto, how's it going? Cool. Good to see so many people in the chat this morning. Uh, so we got some old friends here. All right, so let me. I need to dump out what's in my mind right now because I got a lot going on in my mind. I need to say this. So, here's what I'm thinking. Instead of trying to have the select input directly tied into our our object, what we could do is just have basically an array of values Monday through Friday, and then just kind of map over them to give us all our values here. Um, then we could have like basically, and once you fill out some of the values, you can essentially we would have these values would be controlled by one array, and then the actual values that we're going to pass to the back end could potentially be something different. I don't know how that's going to work out, but it was an idea that it might be easier like that. But we'll see. I guess we'll see how that goes. We could say first let's start out with our let's say our test um, array here. Um, so we're gonna go const initial masses. I really hope we come up with a better way to do this at some point because I don't think this is the best way, but we'll see how this goes. And let's just take this and paste this in here. And for these, it's going to be, there we go. Day of the week. Say Monday. All right, you know what? I realize now. Hey, Michael's here. How's it going? I realize now we're definitely going to need to have our select box be different. So let's make a const days a week. And I'm just going to make this. Can't believe I'm typing this all out. Sunday. Tuesday. Friday. Saturday. All right, so we have this typed out. Let's use this now for our select. So we're gonna say map days of week dot map day. All right, so dot map lets us iterate over an array, and then it automatically returns whatever's on the other side of this arrow function. So our value can be day, and this can be day as well. Now, our value here is going to be let's see. For now, we don't have a value for this. On change, we're going to... So we're going to have multiple selects. How are we going to handle this? The value for select... Last time to put label day. All right, we're going to have to iterate over our masses.map. And it's going to be mass. And we're going to have basically all of this. Whoops. Do we want the whole div? Let me see where that div starts. No, not the whole div. Although we're probably going to have to add a div in. So you see, this is starting to get a little bit complex. Let's add a div in here. This is starting to get a little bit complex because we're going to have multiple rows of a select and then several text inputs. And our value is going to be masses. So in here we can say mass and then I for index, and we'll get our index. So our value is going to be masses index dot day of week. And then on change, we're going to have to set we're going to have to say, let's see. Let's go handle mass change. And this will be, we'll say type. Well, we're going to have to handle mass change. We're going to have to pass it in, let's say, a type of, it's going to be day. And then the iterator. And then the value, which is going to be event target value. So we haven't made this yet, but we're going to make this a function where we're going to pass in basically the ID of the field, which in this case, we're just going to call it day. And then the value so that we know like what, which part of the array. So which number in the array we're going to target, and then the actual value. So see if we can get that working. Also, it looks like y'all have some advice here in the chat, so let me check this out. Select option value in HTML form input would create the array. You would then map the option element. Yeah, actually, you know what? I never checked to even see if any of this is working, which is probably not. Let's see. We don't yet. None of this is even showing up on our page yet. Why is it not showing up? Did we conditionally? Oh, okay. Because we're mapping over something that doesn't even exist yet. So our initial masses, that's going to be initial masses. There we are. So we're starting with that. That should let us, that should give us at least one value. Whoops. We didn't make this yet, this handle mass change. So let's make that right now. Handle mass change. And oops, handle mass change equals. And we're gonna say it's gonna take type I and then value. Okay, so for now, let's say what handle mass change does is it takes our current masses, how are we gonna do this? All right, so current masses, new masses. We'll make this const new masses equals. Did I misspell const? No. Why is it doing this? Oh, I forgot my little arrow. There we are. So new masses. Just want to give a shout out to my code editor. It's so nice when you can tell you have something wrong because the color doesn't change. Like I didn't have to like type out a bunch of stuff and then make it really hard for me to troubleshoot later. It just changed colors, so I knew. All right, let's see. So our new masses is going to be masses I see dots and then type. Wait. Can we do that? Yeah, we can. Type value. Actually, it's not what I want to do right now. I want to do, let's move this. Type value. There we are. Okay, and now we're going to say set masses equals new masses. All right, so this is what I think is going to happen. Is basically we're taking masses, we're copying it. So I'm hoping this is what happens. We're copying it. Now we're directly editing that copy, right? We're taking the whatever value here we have, which in this case, if let's say we're on the Monday value, right, would be the first one. So let's say we're in the 0th piece of the array. Then we go to the value, which would be, or the type, which is, oops, I need to put day of week as the type. I called it day, but it should be day of week. I had a different idea in mind when I said day. I thought we would have a switch statement, but if I match up the value here, I can simplify it. So where are we at? Nope, that's the wrong select. Need this one. Day of week. All right. My computer froze up for a second. I think, hopefully I'm back. All right. Let's see if this even renders. All right, cool. We've got something. It looks weird, but we have the day is Monday. All right, so basically it's not working. All right, let's see what's happening in our state. So this component's called create community. Our state here is, all right, so it looks like, our state is not changing. It's stuck on Wednesday, which is really weird. Because that should at least be changing the value here. All right, so let's see what's wrong with what we've done here. Let's see. I'm checking out the chat here. It says Michael says I'm so out of practice with React stuff. I'm pretty clueless about what's going on. Feels like I'm being thrown into the deep end of the pool. I know how to doggy paddle, but this is way over my head. Yeah, so I suppose like we did just jump in. So it's a little bit it's a little bit like just being thrown in the deep end. But let's walk through the logic and see what's happening here. So right now we're saying, okay, so here's a couple of things we can change. So I don't think we need the I here, right? So we're already taking masses and we're iterating over the masses. So this should just say mass.day of week. And then we still need to put the iterator down here. So there's one spot that we could be doing better. So let's save that. I don't think that's going to solve our problem. Well, maybe it will. It's worth a shot. Hey, it already changed. No. All right, so it changed once. It looks like we still have our issue here where this is not changing. What we can do as well is go to our function here and console log our values. So let's see if the right value is being put in there. We can also console log new masses. Now we'll go here and say interesting. All right, so when we change to Thursday, let's go to Wednesday. So we're getting Wednesday, and it is updating here. So for some reason, it's not updating when we try to set masses with this new masses. That's not working. I feel like we had a similar issue not that long ago, where state wasn't updating. Let's see. John says put on the element value day of the week. Let's see. day of week. Yeah, so we have mass.day of week on the element. Let's see. We need. I really need to figure out why state is not updating. Let me. I think there's another React hook that we might be able to use. What's it called? We might need to check the React documentation. Uh, all right, here's our React hook documentation. Use reducer. I think that's what I was thinking about. Action, new state. Returns the current state paired with a dispatch message. There we are. Use reducer is usually preferable to use state when you have complex state logic that involves multiple sub-values. Let's try to do use reducer. So we have our, yeah, this looks like what we need. All right, so let's see. Yeah, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot to try this. So I'm going to move this over to my other screen so I can still reference it. And we're going to try to implement this as, let's say, our reducer is going to be, I think our reducer is going to be handle mass change. So what we need to do is change this to use reducer. And we're going to have our handle mass change. And we're going to return new masses. Oh, it's just used before we declare it. All right, I'll move you down. No overload matches this call. Oh, the reducer needs a state and an action. Oh, okay. Do I need to call this? Matches this call. Hmm. Okay, this needs to be different. This is. All right, this is going to be a little bit different. Set masses. We're going to change this to state action and it's going to be see how I can change this. Wonder what I can pass in as an action. It could be any. So we could potentially pass in our values that we had before. So action. Looks like we have action.type. I think our action.type is going to end up being and make a switch statement. This is going to be maybe case day of week. And we're going to return it's going to be states, and then it'll be states. This is the tricky part. Yeah, this is going to be the tricky part. Let's see. Because we don't know the iterator inside of this handle mass change function. But we can pass in, we probably can pass it in. Let's see. This is going to be action dot increment. Let's see if we can do that. Action dot increment dot day of week equals dot value. Can we do this? Expected colon. Oh, okay. Maybe this is where I need to do this. Maybe I don't need this. Maybe I just need... That looks a little wild, but we'll see if it works. All right. Now, I don't need to return that. This one is... Let's see. Default. We'll make a default case. This way, if we happen to... We'll just return state as is. All right. So now we need to pass in set masses, and we need to pass in a type, an incrementer, and a value. So let's go down here. So we're passing in type, incrementer, and value. We need to do this as an array. And we'll call it type. All right, let's try that. That was a decent amount of work. We'll see if it works now. Hey, Niki's here. How's it going? Okay. Monday. Masses.map is not a function. All right. Not where I expected to find an error, but let's see. Let's try it again. Masses.map. It's not a function. Well, what is... Let's console log some stuff here. All right. So let's console log our action, and down here let's log our let's just say ran, just to make sure it actually runs. And then here, let's make sure that we are, let's preserve the log, because we're going to get an error. Okay, so it ran. We did get the correct incrementer, day of week, and Wednesday. Okay, so that works, but I suspect that we've changed what we've done here. I wonder if this will work. Let's see if we could do this. I don't think this is gonna work. Be nice if it did. No, it's not gonna work. I just wanted a console up. So what we're doing here is messing this up. So I think we need to do something like what we had. Let me see. Return chemical state. What if I return masses? So instead of state, what if I return masses? And then, yeah, I think that's what I need to do. And then masses will equal, yeah, this is where I'm messing up. It needs to be masses equal maybe. Maybe that. So, because I need to return an array and I'm not. So let's see if this works. So what I switched to is I looked in the example and saw that this is how they were using it. So they weren't returning state, they were returning masses, which makes sense. And then I realized that I was not setting masses equal to an array, which I need to do. So what I'm now trying to do is say, take the current array, state array, and then we're going to add in our new data. Let's see if it works. Mess it up again. I wonder. It's definitely not working. Oh, you know what? We did find that where was it? Last week on Friday or one of the days last week. Yeah, here it is. We found this, which was a way to update an array. So let's see what we're doing here. This is just a check, I believe. So this is the thing is I don't see how this is different than what we were doing before. Like whenever we were trying to update state and it wasn't updating. Let's see. All right, so let me see what they're doing here. So this state items slice 0 to index, and this is index +1, and then check the sign, state items index. They're adding that in. Yeah, I don't see that there's anything necessarily different, because ultimately they're modifying state and then passing in the whole array, and basically saying like this should update, which is what we were doing at first, but it wasn't working. What I want to see though is, let's do this. Let's console log this. We don't need it to be masses. Let's console log this and see what this is actually turning into. Let me get rid of that. Let's see what we got. Interesting. Okay. So this is, we ended up getting an array, and the first array is what we actually want. But then we're getting a second array. Okay. All right, so let's see, maybe yeah, what if we just, I wonder why that, let's do this first. Let's see what we got now. Okay, we've got an array that says day of week Wednesday. That's what we wanted. But we're still getting masses.map is not a function. Why? Masses is still an array. Let's just return state. see if it could say masses and I mean that should be fine. I shouldn't have to do this. Like this should work with the question mark in it. All right, now at least I can see what our state is. Create community reducer. State is an array. Do I need? Let's see. All right, let's refresh. Okay, for some reason, it's changing this to it's changing it to dot state. All right, let's try to take this back to Oh, I see. Maybe this should be. See if this works. All right, so right now, this is. It is. It's adding on the word masses. All right, let's see what we got in the. I want the result to be an array. I'm returning an object. Yeah, that's it. I'm returning an object. What the heck? That's the problem. Returning an object is because I was copying what was on the example, and the example was not what I needed. All right, and I was actually doing it correctly in the default. All right, let's see if that works. It's doing the same thing as it did before. Oh, after all that. Now, it's possible that what we were trying to do before might actually work now. So we could say something like this. Mm, no, what happened? I'm just trying it like this because this is more like the example on the React docs. So I'm not sure if it'll work, but whoa, okay. It's kind of working. What the heck did I do? Uh, let's refresh. All right, so we start with one, and now it keeps. Okay, so it keeps adding. I mean, that's not necessarily um unwanted. Okay, so it kind of works. Let's see if I just did this. I don't think this will work, but let's see. Yeah, it's not working. All right, I think I'm gonna have to stop here because I have a meeting. I have a meeting like right now. So we're gonna stop here. I mean, we got it. We did get to the point where state is updating, but it's just adding in something extra. Um, so we need to figure that out. So in the next stream, hopefully I will have figured it out, or we can figure it out during the stream. But uh, good stream. We did make a lot of progress. It's not 100% complete, but it's getting there. It's way better than it was when we started. We basically had nothing when we started. So now we do have state updating. Um, I did say this in my last stream, and I only remembered it just now, is that we should probably look at how it's done in Redux and see if we can use some of that to help us. So that might be the next step, is just to look at some Redux stuff, because this is what Redux is kind of good at, stuff like this. But maybe we'll do that for next time. But anyway, thanks for joining and watching and talking in the stream. This was a good stream, and hopefully I'll be back soon. Until then, have a great day.